San Francisco and the League of California Cities 113th Annual Conference. I'm Mike Kasperzak, the Vice Mayor of the City of Mountain View and your League First Vice President. Your League President, Jim Reidenauer, the Mayor of Modesto, who we see on the screen here, could not be with us today, so they called in the second string. Jim had some recent health issues, but by all accounts, he's doing very well. He's back at home, and I'm just waiting for him to pick up his BlackBerry so we can start texting again. Let's keep him in our thoughts and prayers, though, as we work together during the next 3 days. And now, won't you please join me again in thanking today's opening ceremony's participants, including the San Francisco Police Department's Color Guard and Byron Pope from Beverly Hills. Now, we have a great city clerk in Mountain View, but I don't think she sings like Byron, so let's give it up for them both. Your annual conference is a critical time for our entire league to come together, learn, and celebrate this year's accomplishments as we plan ahead for the coming year. Cities are the cornerstone of our great state, and this year's conference theme is Cities Standing Strong for Cities. We are stronger individually when we are strong collectively, and that is precisely why your League of California Cities exists. We are 482 separate cities, but the League's efforts for all California cities ensure that each city is stronger. It's our strength together that has been instrumental in the League's advocacy this year. Last year, we successfully passed Proposition 22, which provided strong protections for local revenues. Did you know that this was our fourth, or depending on how you count, if you include 98 and 99 as one or two, but fourth or fifth straight victory at the ballot box? Your league has truly become a powerful force in the state political arena. But who would have guessed that just a few months later, in January of this year, our newly elected governor would announce his intention to eliminate redevelopment agencies throughout California in a way that clearly violates the new California Constitution. In the process, his proposal would have killed 300,000 private sector jobs that redevelopment finances each year. The governor's proposal sparked an outcry, not only by city officials, but by many others concerned about the devastating economic impact such an action would have on local communities and the state as a whole. Despite our collective efforts, the governor's proposal was modified in part and married with another unconstitutional bill to extort huge ransoms from the state if we want to avoid extinction of our RDAs. The League hasn't taken that action lying down either, as Chris McKenzie will report to you in a bit. But I wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your efforts in passing Proposition 22 and for your efforts to save redevelopment. And let's give ourselves a round of applause for that work. Now, you'll notice in your program that we were supposed to be joined today by James Mitchell, the president of the National League of Cities, but for reasons of business, he was not able to get out to California from Charlotte, where he serves as a council member. James is a great guy, a strong proponent of California cities, and I know he passes on his best wishes for us all. Now, turning our attention to the annual conference, the reason why we're all here in this great city. Let's focus on what's ahead for the conference this week. The program is designed to provide you with information and resources that you can take back to your city and put directly into action. We are here in San Francisco to learn from the experts and each other over the course of the conference. Both the on-site program and the Conference at a Glance page you received at registration will help you navigate the various sessions, meetings, and events. Look for an expo map to help identify the almost 240 companies that are exhibiting in this year's expo. I know you won't want to miss the expo tomorrow and Friday, where you'll find many products and services that can help your city. Now, if you'll permit me to make a shameless commercial plug, please take a look at page 34 in your program, in your conference program, and circle booth 908. Now, here's the reason for that. We're plugging this booth because it's ours and all of yours. It's California's communities and U.S. communities. These organizations provide important products and services to cities at a great discount, and both are an important part of the League and help keep your League dues as low as possible. When you visit the expo tomorrow, stop by booth 908 to learn more about how your city can access tax-exempt financing and pooled purchasing power. The expo opens at 11 tomorrow and closes at 5 p.m. Also, don't forget to enter your city for one of 3 grand prizes that are being given on Friday afternoon at the closing session. Cardiac Sciences is giving away 2 automated external defibrillators, or AEDs, anybody in the sort of health-related fields knows them as, to 2 lucky cities. Coulomb Technologies, whose founder is Cupertino, or former Cupertino Mayor Richard Lowenthal, is giving 1 lucky city an electric vehicle charging station, plus $1,000 towards its installation. And for those people that are starting to get electric cars, maybe a Volt or a Leaf, that's going to come in really handy. Enter your city in the bin just inside the entrance to the expo hall. Now, it goes without saying that your League staff is here to help with any information or questions that you may have about the conference. Today they're wearing black shirts, and tomorrow they'll be in red shirts. And let's give a big thank you to our League partners, the sponsors of this year's prestigious Helen Putnam Awards and the Partners Speakers Theater located on the expo floor. The partners are doing an hourly raffle at the Partners Village and will be giving away 5 Kindles and 5 Samsung Galaxy tablets. Now, I'll have to admit I have not checked with the ILG yet, but you'll want to make sure that you're compliant with all of the state's gift rules. And I'm sure they are too. 1 item will be drawn every hour starting at noon tomorrow. The League Partners Village features the companies and organizations that work closely with the League on behalf of cities. Your partners provide expert information and help frame issues, develop programs for cities, and help influence policymaking in the interests of cities. Be sure to say hello to the League partners who are here for this annual conference. They're wearing white ribbons identifying them as League partners. So please give them a special thank you as you go around and visit them at the expo, and thank them for being League partners, because they do help make your League a better organization so that it can help all of California's cities stand strong for cities. Now, before I introduce our host, San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee, I want to highlight tonight's activities. First, from 6 to 7, we have the host city reception, which is conveniently located right outside the hall here in the 3rd level foyer as you exit the session. At 7:15, you'll want to head north up Mission Street just 1 block to the St. Regis Hotel for the 6th annual Leadership Gala Casino Night, which, as you know, helps support CityPAC. And without CityPAC, we wouldn't have had Proposition 22. So, enough of the public service announcements. We are excited and honored to be in San Francisco, consistently rated as one of the most popular cities in the world for this year's 113th annual conference. The state's 4th largest city has hosted our conference several times, and we are thrilled to be back. Please help me in welcoming San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee.
Good afternoon, and welcome. Welcome to the World Series champion, City and County of San Francisco. Now, I may not be much of a politician, but I certainly know how to trash talk. And I want you to know that that's how I introduce myself when I'm at the U.S. Conference of Mayors. I kind of say, hi, I'm Ed Lee. I'm the mayor of the World Series champion city of County San Francisco. What are you mayor of? And that usually gets the door open and a lot of laughs happening. But I wanted to welcome all of you here to Moscone Center, our center of conventions, and also to San Francisco, and I hope you are enjoying the weather. You know, as mayor of San Francisco, I'd like to welcome you to our city. It's a small city that dares to dream big, bound only by our capacity to imagine. And I would also like to welcome you to the greenest city in North America. I'm so pleased that I'm able to welcome you here today, and many of you know I used to be the city's administrator before I became mayor. And as a result, I've seen things from both sides, as a longtime public servant and now as mayor. And so I have a pretty good idea on how and what it takes to make a city run. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for all of your good work, because your commitment to your communities and your maintaining the citizens' trust in government, that's what we have to do as cities today. And whether you've been in government for just a few days, a few months, or for many years, it's always nice to know that your work is appreciated. And I do appreciate all the members of the California League and everyone that works in our cities. And we'll be celebrating some of that good work here today when the winners of the Helen Putnam Awards are honored. You know, in these challenging economic times, we're all faced with unacceptably high unemployment, the demands of a shrinking budget, and the potential for tough choices in making public sector layoffs. Despite all of this, we are working hard to maintain the quality of services and programs our residents deserve, while balancing the economic constraints that we're all facing. San Francisco, like most cities, has significantly been affected by the state's budgetary crisis. I continue to be very concerned about redevelopment, public safety realignment, and the programmatic reductions that have been enacted, all of which will harm our ability to create jobs, building the housing and infrastructure we need, and hurt the residents of our communities. On redevelopment, I, like many of you, have been focused on protecting important development projects that are working to create jobs, invest in our infrastructure and affordable housing, and rebuild our communities. The League of California Cities has played a leadership role in the fight against the unwise elimination of redevelopment, and I want to thank all of you for that. In San Francisco, we have focused on transformational projects which will have a major impact on San Francisco as well as the entire region. Projects that will connect our communities, connect our cities, connect our regions, and connect our state. Projects like the Transbay Terminal, which will be the northern terminus of our California high-speed rail, or the Central Subway Project, which will help San Franciscans create a world-class 21st century transportation system that realizes our transit-first policy. Or projects like Treasure Island, a base reuse project that will create thousands of new housing units and an entirely new neighborhood in San Francisco. Or projects like our Hunters Point Shipyard project that will be transforming communities, revitalizing neighborhoods, keeping our families in our cities with thousands of units of housing, parklands, and allow us to build a world-class stadium to keep the San Francisco 49ers right here in our city. Projects like these throughout the state will make a big difference in our economic recovery. As you may also know, I'm a big supporter of high-speed rail. I believe it really needs to be part of our transportation future. This issue is critical to me as a mayor because our economic future depends upon people being able to move throughout our state with ease on roads, rails, and in the skies. Currently, nearly 1/3 of all of our air traffic from San Francisco International Airport is for flights from San Francisco to the Los Angeles area. For those of you who have flown into SFO, you will have noticed that our airport has no room to expand. What this means is that we have to find ways to shift the San Francisco to Los Angeles air traffic out of the skies and onto the rails. By moving towards high-speed rail, we not only improve the transportation system in the state, but we also improve our local economy by providing more opportunities for commerce and tourism. I hope that as leaders in our communities, we can work together to ensure that the promise of high-speed rail is delivered to all Californians. Finally, I'd just like to thank you for coming here to San Francisco and to invite you back. As many of you know, we are hosting the 34th America's Cup, the third largest international sporting event in the world. Thank you. America's Cup will be a spectacular event, and I hope that you will come back to San Francisco and to the other communities around the Bay Area to enjoy world-class sailing on our bay. By the way, if you're from Southern California, there will be some preliminary races in this November in San Diego, so you can get a taste of what these competitors can do. And I also want to welcome my good friend who's going to be speaking this afternoon on your keynote. That's Chris Veen, who used to be our Chief Information Officer, and now he's working at the White House as the Vice Deputy, or the Deputy Information Officer, Technology Officer for the White House. I want to welcome him in as well. And again, thank you for being here, the League of California Cities. Thank you for enjoying our weather, our convention center, and I wish you well in all of the subjects that you covered today. And again, thank you for every contribution you make to improving the quality of life for everybody in our state. Thank you for coming here.